You're listening to Season 6 of the award-winning Home Ed Matters podcast, brought to you by the Strickland family from the West Midlands in the UK.
We're just a regular family of 5 on a home education journey, and we want to share our journey with you and encourage you on yours. So thanks for joining us, and here's this week's episode.
Hi everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to
Home Ed Matters podcast.
Season
6,
because we're into our 6th year of home educating.
Yeah, I nearly said Season 4.
Oh, well, that was 2 years ago. That was so 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And this is episode
1.
Episode 1. It is currently a rainy Sunday.
Yeah.
In August. And when did we finish our last season?
May or June?
We think maybe May.
We think middle of May because I think it was just after Easter Sunday or something.
So we ended middle of May and we've had a good couple of months
of exploring.
Of doing bits and bobs. So with this episode, we'll tell you what we've been up to over the summer.
Yeah.
And then from next episode, in a couple of weeks, we'll tell you how our new learning's been going, because we started that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Using our Wizards and Wands curriculum.
Yeah.
So, we've had a good few weeks off. What we like to do is, because we're kind of quite efficient with our time, is we finish while the schools are still going on.
And then we start when the schools
break up for the summer.
Yeah.
So kind of like the second half of the school's summer term is when we have our summer holidays a little bit.
Yeah.
And then kind of by the time the schools break up, you're all desperate to start learning again, aren't you? And we did carry on. Our learning didn't stop, really.
Yeah, we carried on.
We carried on with our Latin.
Yeah.
Working through the Cambridge Latin course.
Yeah, and I did this Harry Potter book thing for halfway through, but then it just turned to Latin.
Yeah, oh, that's funny, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we're still in this learning about Caecilius in the town of Pompeii.
Yeah. But
Hermogenes, who is a Greek trader, has just run off with the money. And Caecilius is going to need to take him to court.
Yeah, but how is he supposed to take him to court if he just run off with the money?
I know. So you've got daily, like in the week, you do daily Latin tests, every vocab tests every morning, just short ones, just to keep on top of it.
Yeah.
And then you and Asha both did a different maths curriculum over the summer, kind of intensively.
Yeah.
So that was Math Mammoth.
Yeah, and Asha did grade 1 and I did grade 4 or something like that.
So that was just because we'd been following Life of Fred for ages on maths, but which is a very different way of looking at things. But Math Mammoth is a bit more of a traditional way of explaining maths and things. So so that was quite helpful.
But then the actual thing we're doing for it is, it explains it in boxes and squares. So it's, a bit different. But
different again?
Yeah, different again.
So we had that ticking along in the background. Obviously, we carry on with lots of high-quality reading. So we'll talk about some of the books you and I have been reading together.
We've read a lot.
Over the summer. And then we've done some fun trips, haven't we? So the first thing we did, we spent a week down in Devon.
Yeah.
North Devon, Combe Martin.
North Devon.
At a caravan site that we like there.
Yeah.
Where we can take Bear, our dog.
Yeah, it was quite windy.
It was a bit windy, but we had a lovely time.
Yeah, the first time we got there, we couldn't get into our caravan, so we just went down to the beach, and there was this really cool, hollowed out outdoor swimming pool.
Yeah, so we were super efficient, and we got up at the crack of dawn and drove down to avoid all the traffic. Our aim was to get past Bristol by 8 o'clock, weren't we? So that we'd avoid the traffic, which worked. But so we got down there mid-morning, but our accommodation wasn't available until 4:30. So we just went down to Combe Martin Beach, didn't we?
Yeah.
And played in the sea, and it was a bit of an overcast day.
It was really cloudy and on the turn of rain.
Yeah, but you and Asher and Mirabelle and Bear all ended up just
soaking wet
because there was a bit of a tidal pool that had been created, and you just had loads and loads of fun, which was fantastic.
Yeah, we just went swimming in our pants.
So we had a really fab time down in Devon, and we did actually remember to do a couple of podcast recordings. So here's the first one. Well, where are we?
We are in Devon.
We're in North Devon. Hi, Belle.
Yeah.
We are in North Devon. We're currently sitting on Ilfracombe Beach.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Sea glassing.
We are looking for sea glass.
And there's loads.
So it is mid-June.
Yeah.
And we've been having a holiday in North Devon by the seaside.
Yeah.
While we're waiting for the school kids to break up.
Yeah.
What are some of the things we've been doing?
Well, I swam in the sea for the first time.
Woolacombe Beach, yeah. Lovely sunny afternoon, yesterday afternoon.
And we've been to lots of other beaches and
When we say
just chilled.
proper swimming in the sea all by yourself rather
Proper
than
swimming.
like being held by me in the past.
Yes. Proper swimming.
So we've got Bear with us, as you can hear.
Oh, Daddy, sea glass.
Oh yeah, well done. And what else have we been doing?
Looking for sea glass.
Yeah, what did we do earlier?
We went out in the boat.
Yeah, because we bought a little dinghy, inflatable dinghy,
Yeah,
last
last year.
summer, and we brought it back.
Yeah.
And spent a good time rowing, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So weather's been mixed. It's currently overcast.
But
When the sun comes out, it's nice and warm, but it's kind of clouded over a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that cloud over there. I think it's raining over there.
really?
Yeah, can you see the bottom of the cloud falling out? It's got a bit
Yeah.
blurry.
Bit blurry, yeah, it's raining.
Yeah, so this
Hopefully
is-
it won't pass over to here.
We keep thinking we must do a podcast segment,
Yeah, so
and we finally
here
remembered.
it is.
Here it is. Well, we better carry on.
Yeah.
What colour sea glass are you looking for now? Bear, be quiet.
Blue.
Blue,
Because
yeah, that's
I've
quite
got
rare,
most
isn't it?
other pieces apart from blue.
Yeah,
I've
it's
got
quite
loads of
rare.
red, even though red's really good.
We might do some special making with the sea glass when we get home.
Yeah, I always do split making. I've made like I've got like a shell, and then I've put glass in it and
You
glued
okay,
it
Belle?
in.
What's up?
Just trying to get up there. Look, Belle. Just put your foot there.
Okay, well, we'll sign off.
Bye.
So that was fairly typical, wasn't it? We
Yeah.
did collect a lot of sea glass. So we tried to spend
Yeah.
as much time as we could on the beaches,
Yeah.
whether it was overcast or not.
Yeah, you may have heard the wind in the background.
Yeah. And then one evening, something very exciting happened.
Yeah.
So, and we
It was
captured it
amazing.
on recording. So here's the next bit. Wow, we've just seen an amazing sight. Ash, come over here.
seen 2 seals. Yeah, I love it. It's called Spotty and Sabrina.
I know, that was really cool. And
they're called Jack and Dawn.
a special treat because it was actually bedtime, but you're in your pyjamas and
Yeah.
and we've walked down to Combe Martin Beach.
Yeah, it's so I love it.
What was really distinctive about the seals that you didn't expect?
That they're spotty and they're quite big too.
Yeah.
Like really big, and they're quite daring too, coming ashore.
I know, yeah.
A little bit.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right, let's crack home.
Bye.
All in all, a really
Amazing.
exciting trip in Devon, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the
And seeing that
best.
seal
It's just a good
was so good.
top.
So we had a fantastic week down there. Your grandma and granddad came and stayed nearby too, didn't they? So we
Yeah.
saw them for a few days.
Yeah.
And we just were all, just spent lots of time in the water, or on the water in the boat,
Yeah.
or swimming, and I bumped into some friends of ours who'd moved down to Devon a few years ago. Bumped
Yeah.
into them on Woolacombe Beach.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
I really like Woolacombe.
Yeah,
There's no
Woolacombe was great.
jellyfish.
We had a couple of fantastic days on Woolacombe Beach.
Yeah, too.
So that was our trip to Devon. So that was like our main break.
Yeah.
And then otherwise we've more or less been around over the summer.
Yeah.
So we will share some more bits in a second.
You're listening to the Home in Matters podcast.
So some of the fun stuff we've been doing, we had got some tickets to Legoland Windsor,
Yeah.
didn't we? Which
Yeah,
was
that was really cool.
belatedly for Ash's birthday.
Yeah, but it
because-
was like
We went in, but we ended in June.
June. Ash's birthday's in March.
And we actually had a fantastic time down there,
Yeah, it
didn't
was
we?
amazing.
I mean, there was a bit of rain in the air to start with,
But we still went in a
but it
splash
brightened
pad.
up. Yeah.
And a lot of the things were closed, but by the mid-afternoon they were
They'd
open.
opened. So we just drove there and back in the day,
Yeah.
drove down to Windsor.
We got there opening,
yeah,
went
there's
back at closing.
Bit of traffic, as you might expect on the way down, but had a fantastic time there. I mean, we enjoyed all the
Yeah.
rides, didn't we? There's some really fun ones.
I like the spooky house because it's like, what is happening?
Yeah,
the wall
there's
is
like
turning upside down.
a spinny house. So that was really fun.
Yeah.
And there was like a Lego Friends show.
Yeah, I really like the Lego Friends area.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Daddy, could we maybe be able to stay there? Because when Lexi goes, she always stays there.
Yeah, right. Well, maybe we'll have to look into it. The pirate show was really funny, wasn't it? That was really good.
That was really good and really funny.
We enjoyed that a lot. So we got a lot out of going to Legoland Windsor. It's good to go there in the day. And they've, we all got to go on all of the different rides. We had lots of fun. Mirabelle's first time on like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And they had, at the end, because we stayed till closing, didn't we?
Yeah.
But we went out. We managed to get a chance to. I think we more or less did everything.
Yeah, we really did.
And we were able to go and see all of their amazing Star Wars displays and Lego Movie displays and things at the end, didn't they? So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So that was a really fun trip. But we didn't manage to do a recording there.
Yeah, because we were having too much fun.
I know, yeah, we were quite busy.
Yeah.
We also spent a day at Warwick Castle.
Yeah.
Kind of sort of our nearest big local castle that we like.
Yeah.
And we also didn't manage to do a recording there.
Typical.
But we saw the bowmen do a display.
Yeah.
What did you learn about the archers?
That they usually shoot it from the castle, like the very top.
Yeah.
And that they had small slits so that they could shoot out the enemy, but the enemy couldn't shoot them.
Yeah, clever.
And that they got paid more than most people did, but they were at more risk.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so you earned a good wage if you were a good bowman. And we also went to the trebuchet show, except what was wrong with the trebuchet?
They've broken it.
The arm isn't safe. So where were they looking? They were looking for new trees to make it.
Denmark.
Poland, maybe.
Poland or Denmark.
But thanks to that, they did do a really informative talk. And what did they used to throw off the trebuchet, as well as like big stones and stuff on fire?
Poo.
What was one of the and bits of dead animals and stuff. And why did they do that?
Poo. Because it would spread disease inside the castle.
I know. So we did that. We didn't. I don't think we managed the falconry display this time round, did we?
No, because people were getting tired.
But we had a good time at Warwick Castle.
Oh, and Dad, do you remember at the pirate show where one of the naughty pirates fell off the boat, and we didn't even know if he was supposed to do that or not.
I know,
but we think he wasn't supposed to do that.
Fell off into the water. We knew they were doing proper diving at some point, but yeah, not
they weren't
everything.
supposed to do that. He fell off the boat.
I know. So apart from that, we've just been doing lots of bits and bobs.
Yeah.
Around the place, just enjoying being together. Obviously, I've been working on and off as well. You'd written a really good list of things that you wanted to do over the summer, which we've got here, and you did pretty well on some of them. Number one, go to the swimming pool. We went swimming a few times.
Yeah.
The really great thing about our local authority is that they do free swimming for children over school holidays, don't they? So that was really good. So you've ticked that. Read my book.
Ticked.
You've read lots of books, haven't you?
Read way more.
So many. What are a couple of the series that you've been really enjoying at the moment?
Mallory Towers and St Clair's.
Oh yeah, classic Enid Blyton.
Yeah. And Redwall.
And Redwall. Well, yeah, that's a new one you started. And I remember starting that when I was 9.
Yeah, 9.
So you've got various ones about seeing your friends.
Yeah.
And going to the park and... what collectibles have you been getting?
And the Harry Potter collectibles.
Little Harry Potter kind of... little kind of rubbery Harry Potter collectibles.
Yeah. I like the one at the bottom best.
You've been doing some baking.
Yeah.
Because we've had, when Granny and Grandpa came to visit.
I did baking.
You did some baking for them, and when some other cousins, So you've been doing lots of baking, getting really confident about that.
Yeah, I love doing it.
Made some slime.
Yeah, I've done that.
Do more craft.
Done that.
Get some ice cream. These are all really good things that you've done.
Yeah.
And you went to a really interesting afternoon session at the Black Country Museum last week. Tell us about that. What was it called?
So it was called YAC, which we think is Young Archaeologists Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, we think. And we went for a walk around Dudley Trail, seeing the different types of houses from the Georgian period and stuff. And if from the Georgian period, the bigger window, you were like a wealthy family, the bigger windows were at the bottom. The medium-sized windows were like bedrooms for the guests, and then the smallest, tiniest little bedrooms were for the...
Thanks, Mirabelle.
We'll be down in a minute.
It's lunchtime.
Yeah. And the smallest windows were the the servant bedrooms, and they were up at the top and weren't very pretty and were rubbish.
So that was good knowledge. So
Yeah.
you went round and you were looking at historic buildings, and you're going to go back this week and the next week, because what's some of the exciting things to do?
So, we're going to be actually, because it's at Holder Black Country Museum, we're actually going to be able to dress up and go into some of the houses and pretend to be some of the people there, because they've got lots of different people and stuff, and they've got
they're all in character, aren't they? In historic characters. So you're going to get to be
one of those people.
So those people. So next week you're kind of practicing doing it and learning some information.
Yeah,
and then the week after you're going to be volunteering there.
Yeah,
in character.
Yeah, and you're going to come and find me.
And if you're a Peaky Blinders fan, then
what's that?
Well, it's quite a popular show on TV at the moment. That's set in kind of 1920s Britain, in 1920s Birmingham. A lot of it's filmed at the Black Country Museum, among other places. Yeah, so it's quite famous.
Cool.
It's one of the series on the list for me and Mummy to get into, but we've got lots of other things we've been enjoying at the moment.
I've got lots of things I want to watch, but we never seem to watch them.
I know. So let's just wrap up with some of the really interesting books we've been reading, because you mentioned about Redwall, and that's a really fun series, and obviously Mallory Towers and things like that we're enjoying. Now, we read a really fascinating book. So we've read a lot of books around kind of pioneer farmers in North America, and we read one recently that was quite different. What was it called?
Which one? Calico Captive.
Calico Captive. So this was set 100 years earlier than the Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
And it's based on a true story. And what's the overall thing? Some English settlers
are
captured by
Indians.
Native Americans, and then what do they get? What happens to them?
So they're taken to this French land.
They're taken to Montreal, which at the time is a French colony.
Yeah.
And they're traded to the French Canadians.
Yeah. And one of the Pierre Laroches...
Pierre Laroche, what was he?
He was a courrier.
A courrier de bois, which means runner of the woods. So these were in
traders.
Canada, they were the kind of fur traders, So that was fascinating. And it actually inspired me to get a History of Canada book. So I've been reading that, because it's quite different. So quite different north of the border. We've focused on a lot of things in kind of America. So we've read that. We've also been reading, what are we reading at the moment? Classic book.
John Trenchard.
Yeah, John Trenchard in Moonfleet. So that's about smuggling in Dorset.
Yeah,
and at the same period, kind of 1780s.
Yeah.
And then we've also, Yumi and Asher have been getting into Charlie Bone, which is another kind of boy wizard series.
Yeah, it's really good.
And we're doing that because our wraparound curriculum for our learning this year is Wizards and Wands, which you can look up online.
I only knew last night there was an actual series. I thought it was just a one-off book.
No, it's a series. So we are framing a lot of our learning this year in a magical wizarding world. But we will talk more about that in our next episode, I think.
Yes.
So in the meantime, the sun has come out. We need to go and have some lunch.
Yeah. Oh, and we started playing chess.
Oh yeah, we've been learning chess, you and I. So that's good. So I did get a £1 chess set from Poundland. Yeah. But we could, next time we go to the car boot or something, we will find a nice chess set.
Yeah.
And you've been playing quite a lot of solitaire games, patience, card games,
Yeah, so there's the 11s one and then there's the clock one.
Yeah.
The clock one takes quite a while to set.
It's all good concentration stuff. So
yeah, it's very good.
Anyway, thank you for coming back. If you are a regular listener, thank you for listening in. If it was your first time, hopefully that gives you a flavour of some of the things we've done over our summer. Yeah. Our learning never stops. But next episode and over the rest of the series, we will go into more detail about what we're doing in our learning this year.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. You've been listening to the Home Ed Matters podcast. We love hearing from you, so email us at homeedmatters@gmail.com, follow us on Twitter @homeedmatters,
and visit our website, homedmatters.co.uk. If you enjoy the show, please leave us a review on iTunes, Stitcher, or the UK Podcast Directory. Thanks for joining us, and enjoy your home ed journey this week. They say absence makes the heart grow fond. Well, I've grown quite fond of you. Some people may think you're strange, but I think I'm strange too. It's raining outside, and it's raining inside too. I wanna go home, a place where I'm known, and where I know you. Walk familiar streets.